JJ Brooks in the Morning Rush. Wake up. Yeah. Kiss Country.
7:39, and let me tell you, it is cold outside. That air is going to take your breath away. Isn't it, Pete?
Definitely. Yeah, it's one of those winter days you talk about in June and say, I'm glad we're not there anymore.
Right, exactly. It's just, I let my truck warm up twice. I started it twice this morning.
Yeah.
It didn't help.
It's just dumb. It's just stupid cold. That's the only way I can describe it.
But, I think we've been pretty fortunate, though, this year, haven't we? But with as far as the weather goes, temperature?
I think so. We had that one cold stretch around Christmas for a few days, and now this one's going to be for a few days off and on. And we've had worse, that's for sure. But still doesn't mean you have to like it.
But look at all the snow we've got, Pete. Isn't it fantastic?
We've got a lot of snow. And it's funny. I talked to my parents this weekend, and I was saying like the biggest difference between living in North Dakota and living down here is, we get snow, but then you'll get like a few days we had in January where you lose most of it. A lot of it melts away.
Yeah.
And then you get more. And North Dakota, when it falls in October or November, it doesn't usually melt till March or April. It's there for the duration.
Yeah. Do you know, Pete, how many inches we've got so far?
I do not. I know we got 10 a couple of weeks ago, and then we got 4. That's 14. And I'm guessing we've had a foot before that. So I know we usually average around 32, 33 inches, I believe, up here, maybe a little bit more. Of course, I have those numbers over in my office, but I didn't bring them with me. But it's in that range.
Yeah, because why would I ask you that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's in the 30s. I believe it's low to mid 30s is what we usually get around here.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know the front yard. My front yard is just in the whole neighborhood.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, I tell you. And then there's just a big, huge pile of snow as well, where the kids use that as their own sledding hill.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the and I think our memories are kind of short, but this is the most snow I remember us having on the ground for quite a while, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Just it's just there's nowhere to put it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, they'll find a place. You just get a bigger blower.
Right.
You can blow it farther.
Right. Oh boy. So not much otherwise, road wise, construction obviously not happening unless you go through Minnesota. They got a little bit of construction going on, but other than that,
the big thing kind of want to talk about, Jay, is just being aware of snow plows out on the road this weekend when our plows are out. Just in our district, well, actually not even closer than that. And from the Mason City, the Charles City, and the Waverly shop, we had a total of 4 snow plows hit by vehicles over the weekend. Thank goodness nobody was hurt in any of them. But the hits that involved the Mason City plows, the vehicle literally hit 2 plows. We had 2 plows working in tandem, and they hit one and spun around and hit the other. And it's just plain and simple driving too fast for the conditions. We've talked about it before. It's not like those things aren't like they're not visible. They're big, they're orange, they got lights everywhere.
Yeah.
So bottom line is slow down. Like I said, thank goodness nobody got hurt, our plow drivers or the people who hit them, but it's still happening. So slow down, be aware of the conditions, and you're going to get where you're going a lot faster if you slow down than if you don't slow down and you end up hitting a plow or going in the ditch or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully we don't need the plows out on the roads for a few days yet, but I guarantee you they'll be back out before the season's over.
Yeah. And remember too, cruise control, do not use your cruise control in conditions like this either.
That is correct. You don't know when you're going to hit that icy patch, and trying to turn the cruise off as you're going into a skid isn't a really, really good idea. So definitely take the cruise off, keep the lights on, wear your seatbelts, everybody. That's very important. And just be safe. I know this is the time of year where we hit like mid-January and going into February, where we're through all the holidays and everybody's getting sick of winter and they just want it to be over with, but you've still got to remember what you need to do to stay safe. And that's pretty important.
Yeah. Punxsutawney Phil looks for a shadow tomorrow.
The 2nd. So when is that? Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yep.
Because this is the final day of January already. Man, 2023 is flying by.
It is. I had somebody tell me the other day at work, man, it's almost the end of January. The year's half over.
Right.
I said as long as January usually feels, that's about right.
Right. But we got to probably anticipate some weather coming in a couple of weeks, though, because, well, it's always girls' state tournament, the wrestling things going on, and all the great sports stuff down there in Des Moines. And it seems like this is the time of the year we're going to get just pummeled with something.
You know what's funny, Jay? And you're right, it does usually happen about that, but this always cracks me up. People think it's so bizarre that we'll get a snowstorm somewhere in the state over a 1 or 2 week period in one of the snowiest months of the year, and they think that's weird.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah. Wow. How did it happen?
Right,
Strange.
exactly. But no, it is. But the good thing is it gets people talking and they're aware of it and they plan ahead because yes, it probably is going to be some type of weather that's going to affect the state tournaments. And yeah, if you can stay down there, great. Hopefully your team's there and can make it a fun experience.
I mean, this has been going on for as long as I can remember. And you being a sportscaster back in the day, I mean, I'm sure you remember the same thing.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'd been in Iowa for more than 3 months, and I was told that there's going to be storms during the girls or boys state basketball or wrestling tournaments, and it always cracked me up. I thought, wow, there's going to be a storm in a 3-week time period in winter? That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow, how could that happen?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. The top of Iowa wrestling tournament that was supposed to happen last weekend, it got postponed. I guess they're not even going to reschedule it because of the state duels and different
Sure.
things like that. I was seeing a post that West Hancock, I think the coach, did that. I think, or one of the guys over there made a
Okay.
post that that's too bad because a lot of kids are involved in it, and it's
Yeah.
usually a great match.
Right, and a conference tournament like that is something that everybody looks forward to and they build up to towards throughout the year. So yeah, it's too bad that the weather has to do something like that, but
Yeah.
they've got other opportunities coming up, and it's exciting time of year. It really, really is.
Yeah. Yeah. Just think we're only a couple of weeks away and no more professional football.
Yep, and it's all of a sudden just basketball, which I don't mind college basketball, but it's not the same as football. Football's by
No.
far my favorite.
Yeah. And of course, what a weekend. I tell you, there's a lot of things going around about Purdy, Brock Purdy, former Iowa State, started
Yep.
4 years at Iowa State, did a fantastic job, lost to Hurts against the Eagles back in his college days by 1 point.
Yep.
And I would have loved to seen how that would have all played out because I think the score would have been totally different if Purdy would have been in there.
Yeah, no doubt. That was really disappointing. He obviously did amazing this
Yeah.
season coming in as a third string quarterback, and as we've mentioned, the last pick in the draft. But yeah, that was pretty disappointing. And hopefully he's got. Well, he just read a few minutes ago that it is a complete tear and more than likely going to need surgery. But hopefully, they said that there's a difference between repairing it and doing a Tommy John surgery, which a Tommy John surgery is going to put him out for much longer than 6 months, but a regular surgery sounds like it'll be about 6 months. So hopefully that's what they can do, and he'll be ready to go come training camp because San Francisco's got a interesting decision to make with their quarterback room.
Well, here's what I was watching. I was up in the middle of the night this morning. In Sports Center's on.
Okay.
I gotta wait till the wife falls asleep, then I turn over to Sports Station.
Sure.
And then they were talking. Now get this little scenario here. The Tom Brady doesn't know what he's doing yet. Tom Brady could be going to. This is one of the scenarios they were talking about. I'm going, it makes total sense. How cool would that be? His mom and dad went to go see the game, Tom Brady, when the 49ers played him.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
And then that was the first game that he played, or second game, whatever it was in the NFL. And he beat Tom Brady.
You're right.
So if Tom Brady leaves the Buccaneers, goes to San Francisco, and get rid of trade Garoppolo and the starter, I don't even know his name.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, that's right. And so get rid of those two, bring in Tom Brady. Who starts between Tom Brady and Brock Purdy? Now, I know the answer.
Serious? Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah,
are
it's a
you
no-brainer.
serious?
It's a no-brainer. I'm telling you. Tom Brady's going to start. But how cool would that be for his parents being a big Tom Brady fan, and then all of a sudden Tom Brady would be your son's mentor to take his place after he retires or decides to retire next year or when he's 50?
Yeah. This is the time of year where there's nothing but rumors and speculation, and
But it's awesome. It's awesome, Pete. What other kind of rumor can we start?
I usually just sit back and just watch the dust blow around and wait for the winds to calm down and everything to settle, and then go from there.
But think of that. I mean, I'm telling you, 49er fans could be like excited about it. Maybe you're not a Tom Brady fan. I wasn't either for the longest time until like his final year at the Patriots. And I go, you know what? I got to give it to the guy. He's a GOAT. And
I am a Tom Brady fan, and I don't know. There's I can't remember if it was on regular ESPN or if it was just on their app. They did I think it was like a 10-part series on him called Man in the Arena.
Yep.
And I tell you what, if you watch that, even if you don't like him, you will respect him when you walk away from it. The dedication he has and what he goes through, and it's amazing. It is incredible. So yeah, I completely and totally respect him, and I think we're lucky to
be able to watch
say
him.
we've been fans. Yeah, been able to watch him through his career.
It's like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's like.
I haven't watched professional basketball. This is no joke since he retired.
It's funny you say that. I watched the last 8 minutes of the Timberwolves game last night and then overtime, and it was just because they were playing Sacramento, and Keegan Murray from the Hawkeyes plays for Sacramento, so I wanted to see how he did. But yeah, other than that, I don't watch NBA whatsoever.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. But it's fun. So the Eagles, Chiefs, it'd be good to see Mahomes. I'm not an Eagles fan. I mean,
me either.
So I'm going for Kansas City for the big game.
I'm right there with you. Go Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm not going to go buy any apparel. I'll tell you that.
Nope. No, it'll hopefully, it's like I usually say with games like this, just so it's not like the college football national championship game. I don't want to blow out. Let's have a good game. Have it go down to the fourth quarter and just be able to enjoy the game and probably some good food that's probably not good for you.
Yeah, the only skin I'll have in a game is if I do some betting. So
there you go.
I don't know how I'm going to bet that either.
I thought you were going to talk chicken wings when you started talking skin.
Right. Yeah. That does sound good.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Pete. Well, the Iowa DOT Road Reporter update that we do every week at Tuesday at 7:40. It's always great. And thanks to Mason City All Risk Insurance, Dave and the crew there got on board and sponsor the segment. So we appreciate you coming on board with that. So, because then I tell you what, everybody needs insurance, whether it's for car, boat, motorcycle, crops. You got it. They can take care of you down there. So,
yep, that's for sure.
So, Pete, have yourself a great week. All right.
All right. You do the same, Jay. Thanks.
That's the good stuff.
There's good